Welcome back to the Wolfcast podcast, everybody. I'm the True Alpha here with the talented May
Hi.
and my brother from another mother, Fang.
Hey.
Sorry, trying to,
He's currently trying to do something right now. So,
trying to get shit working.
hi, I'm the True Al. Hi, I'm Jonas Scott.
Anybody
Hi.
realize that like May and Fang rhyme?
Holy shit! I
Kinda.
never put that together. May and Fang, yeah.
I've
That's
noticed it.
interesting.
But
Yeah.
anyways, today's topic is phobias. I always want to say topics, like we have
Like we
like a
have more
billion.
than one.
Well, I mean, we do jump around we do jump around quite a fucking bit.
Today's topics is phobias. You said topics. Ha! Joke's on you.
Joke's on you. We jump around everywhere.
Can't do it. Don't know how to do it. Not gonna fuck with it.
Target.
I love that vibe.
Move, Cass.
But please do
anyways.
make sure you are hitting that subscribe button for us. We really do appreciate it.
I want you to fucking punch it in the face.
Yes, punch it in the face. I had so much fun doing this thumbnail. Like, I absolutely adore
shit.
our faces. Like, Fang's face cracks me up, and apparently my face cracks him up. But no, I love how this turned out because it's so funny. You're sitting there being all dramatic, and I'm sitting there freaking out over spiders because, spiders. And you have Fang just like, will you get off of
Me
me?
being my pissed off, annoyed self.
I do like, though, how I made the shirts correspond with our phobias. Like, with
Why do you have a clock on mine?
just because, for you, the passage of time, because you worry about, like, you're not afraid of the passage of time, but you just worry things are going to go by so quickly that it.
I'm worried that. You know what? I don't even know where I was going with that.
Is that a phobia? Like, where you like, I don't know, like stress about like
The fear of
not enough time?
Yes.
I
I don't remember what it's called,
Let me
but
see.
I'm pretty sure it's a thing.
Because I'm to the point where like I'm 30 in less than 2
Oh,
months,
yeah,
and
it's
like
called
I'm
Chronophobia.
always stressed about how there's not like I've always like growing up. I'm like, fuck, it's bedtime. I gotta go to school tomorrow, whatever, da da da. But never really cared. But like now I'm like, fuck. I did all that today, and I still have all this to do. Why can't we not have more fucking hours in the day or something stupid?
I mean, we already got 24 hours in the day. How much more hours are you wanting?
I would like to sleep at least 8. Don't do that. Work
Okay.
my 9, and then have at least give me 6 more hours in the day.
The thing I don't like about time mainly is so like where I work. Let's take this last week into example. I was working 10 hours a day from 4 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. All right? That is 10 hours of my day not spent at home. And then I only spend conscious hours that I am awake about 4. And then I'm asleep to go to work 10 hours. I spend more time at work than I do at home.
Well, you spend more time at home, but not doing the things that you need to do or want to do because you're
Right, right.
sleeping. Because you have to have sleep. You don't have to, but to function properly in the way you want, sleep a significant amount.
Yes.
Because I only get, if I'm lucky, 5 hours of sleep at night. Because by the time I wind down, go to bed, my brain's like, ha, fucker, here we are. And then I'm like, you know what time is it? Fuck, I've been laying here for an hour.
All right, so let's get our nerdy portion out of the way.
Yep, here comes the script reading.
Shut up. So, what is a phobia? A phobia is a type of anxiety disorder defined by a persistent and excessive fear of an object or situation. Phobias typically result in a rapid onset of fear and are present for more than 6 months. Your treatments for phobia are exposure therapy, counseling, and sometimes medication. The causes for phobias are unknown, and sometimes they can be a genetic effect. And I found this was really cool. I didn't know this, but there are actually 5 different types of specific phobias. You've got the animal type, which is like dogs, snakes, or spiders. You that's if you can't tell that one's mine. Like, yeah, can't do spiders. Love snakes, can't do spiders. Um, you have your natural environment like heights, storms, water, blood injection injury types, so fear of seeing blood, receive a blood test or shot, watching television shows that depict medical procedures. You have your situational type like airplanes, elevators, driving enclosed in spaces, and other types like phobic avoidance of situations that may lead to choking, vomiting, or contracting an illness.
So like triskaidekaphobia would be on that one.
Mm-hmm. In children, avoidance of loud sounds like balloons popping or consumed characters like clowns. My best friend actually has the fear of clowns. He is terrified of clowns.
So I feel like I don't have that many phobias.
I mean, well, we kind of figured out what yours is the xenophobia, but xenophobia now is considered the fear of strangers or foreigners, but the original meaning of it is much broader. So it includes anything or anyone that's unfamiliar or unknown. So that fear of unknowingness is thrown into xenophobia, but
Yeah,
it's been more targeted towards fear of foreign people.
the only thing I fear in that category is like what's in the darkness. Like I could walk around in a haunted house that's like legitimately haunted, or a haunted building or old building, whatever, or down the road in the dark and be just fine. I'm not scared. It's just I don't know if there's somebody following me,
Mm-hmm.
watching me.
So funny enough, that almost can relate to an overloading of a base instinct. So humans naturally, we don't like things we don't understand. It's in our nature. We don't like things that look off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have this it's like if you catch me in an open field. I love the woods, but if I ever come across an opening in the woods and I'm surrounded by trees and I'm standing in the middle of that opening, what you just described, Alpha, is what happens to me. I'm not necessarily afraid, but my ears are listening. My eyes are darting. I am looking for something that isn't there.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's a survival instinct is what it is.
yeah, I was gonna say I think it's more of like I'm always cautious of my surroundings. So like, not that there is somebody out there following or watching me. It's just one of those things that like there could be. So I'm like, all right.
All right, bet. No, I have that slight fear also. It's like I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm just afraid of what's in the dark. Because there's stuff there.
The dark can't hurt you, but it's not the dark you should be worried about.
Yeah, it's the thing
And then
you should be worried about.
There's
one that
Go ahead.
there's one that you corrected me on when you were living with me, is that I was always afraid of what I thought was heights. I don't
You're
mind
like
going.
me. You're like me, yeah.
I don't mind climbing on top of buildings and roller coasters and stuff like that. It's falling, and you mentioned that, and I like had to sit there and think. And I was like, no, I'm afraid of heights, and you're like, no, falling. You can go up there. You don't want to come down the wrong way.
See, it's not the fall that kills you. It's just that sudden stop.
Well,
you're right.
It's the thing, and I was explaining this to like my dad and shit, and I've explained it to other people. I would climb the racks where I work. We have these really tall racks. I would climb those all fucking day. Somebody's getting me down, because I sure as fuck ain't climbing down.
Because it's like I've climbed. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, it's because climbing up there, I'm confident. I'm looking up, I'm confident, I'm doing all this other shit. Climbing down, my mind takes over and it goes, hey, if you fuck up even a little bit, you're going to fall. And then that's where that comes in. I'm not petrified while I'm up there, but to climb back down, my body will freeze. It's about the only true fear that I have.
See, what's funny is I used to be afraid of heights a long time ago when I was younger, and then just for some reason it stopped.
Iris says no, sometimes it is the fall, and that is true. Depending on your height, if you are falling, you can get the air sucked out of your lungs.
Yeah, that, or you can just die from a heart attack because, just over rush of fear and emotions, and your heart's just like, ugh!
Yeah, you go into shock.
Yeah.
And then you don't die from the fall or the hitting the ground. You're falling from a separate side effect.
Yeah.
It's actually weird that kind of got brought up, because I had a dream last night that has nothing to do with falling. I woke up, my heart was racing, and like I couldn't breathe. I like physically thought I was having a heart attack.
Oh no.
jeez. But anyway,
I
back
said,
onto
"Yay, it's time."
back onto phobias. I wonder where on that category that you listed off, May, there's the fear of unnatural holes in the body.
Oh yes. Let me.
I
Find
wonder
it.
where that falls under that category. Would it fall under the people category or?
Well, let's see. So, it's trypophobia is the fear of repetitive patterns of closely packed holes or protrusions. It is not recognized as an official diagnosis, which is really, it's not
I
recognized.
guess it would technically be because that hole, the pattern of holes, doesn't. Like if you look up a picture of that phobia, it'll pull up like a foot with a bunch of holes in it.
No, or it shows that one plant that has.
Yeah, or it shows the plant. But for the most part that we know of, there is nothing that can cause that to happen outside of self-infliction.
Frogs, the breed of frogs that have the eggs in its back that it pops out of and leaves big old.
But
holes.
there hasn't been a case of that happening.
No,
it's in theory that yes, if you step on it, that the eggs would in turn go into your foot, and then when the eggs hatch, it would leave these holes.
No, I'm referring to the actual frog that.
No, I'm talking about in humans.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't naturally happen.
I mean, bot flies.
But it doesn't happen in the term of that picture that I'm referring to. The picture I'm referring to is a human foot, and it has multiple holes, perfectly symmetrical, going through the bottom of the foot.
There is one. It happens in animals. It's the sand larva that gets stuck in animals, and you have to see doctors kind of pop them out.
Yeah.
It leaves like tons of huge rows.
But again, in humans, we have yet to see a case.
But in humans, yeah.
But the phobias you look at, it's unnatural. It's scary because it is unnatural.
I think it's because people like heebie-jeebies, just like
I look at it and go, "What the fuck am I fucking looking at here?"
What am I looking at? Why am I intrigued?
So I can see why they don't know if they want to make it an actual phobia, because it's a phobia of something that, for the most part, doesn't naturally happen to humans.
Yeah, it's not a natural thing that can happen. But I think it's just that fear of it happening, like just an kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot. Like, there's one that, so I was watching a TikTok forever ago, and it was talking about, this guy talks about how we think of words for conditions and stuff.
Right.
He's like, well, what if we get a word that it's a speech impediment? People can't pronounce their P or their T's and their S's. We'll call it a lisp. Like.
Oh, because you're being an asshole. Like, yeah, I have a lisp.
And so he's like, well, what about the people that have a fear of long words? And he's like, we're going to call it hippopotomonstrous. Hang on.
Don't even fucking try.
I've got it. No, it's hippopotomonstrosesquippedalophobia.
And it's a very long fucking word.
And it's a long word. But speaking of, like, if you want to trigger somebody's phobia of long words, there is actually the world's longest word.
Yeah. Takes
3.5 hours to say. And it is...
We don't have the time.
I know. The shortened pronunciation of it is... It's either Titan or Titin. Titin.
Okay.
The word is 189,819 letters long. It's actually the name of a giant protein called Titan. Proteins are usually named by mashing up the names of the chemicals making them.
A really long fucking Latin word.
Right. But it's a mash of the names of the chemicals making them. And since Titan is the largest protein ever discovered, its name had to be equally as large. There's actually a video on YouTube of a guy pronouncing it for 3.5 hours. It's that long.
Did you watch the whole thing?
No, I didn't watch the whole thing. I have more important things to do in my life.
Then watch a 3-hour video.
Then watch the 3-hour YouTube video instead of watching 3 separate hour-long YouTube videos.
Yeah.
He said I put it in the background and we did ours.
Just sitting to the lulling sound of somebody
Finally
pronouncing the word. But no, it's really funny. There's so many phobias out there that you don't think of.
There was a guy with triskaidekaphobia.
Mm-hmm.
He did everything in his fucking power. I only know this because of a guy I listened to.
There it is.
But he had triskaidekaphobia. He legitimately wouldn't do anything involving the number 13 in any aspect of his life. If he had to pay something $13, he overpaid. If he had to, he wouldn't go out at all on days that were the 13th. He had a bunch of shit, just a bunch of habits that if it involved the number 13, he would not do it. He would blatantly refuse. or he'd stay inside.
So if
or,
like his meal came up to like $13 and something cents, he would be like, "Yeah, go ahead and add on."
Yeah, he'd change something about it. And then, not coincidentally, in a bit of irony, he died, I think, on May 13th. I believe something
Fuck.
fell on him, and he ended up dying.
Well, I mean, you see stuff like that in fast food restaurants or even in retail. I'd have people that their total would be $6.66, and you hear them go, "Ooh, here, add this onto it," or "Ooh, round that up."
Yeah, that total comes up for me quite often.
Just people were just
Probably
like,
at least once a day.
I had we had an office lady that worked for us, and so when we add product onto a truck, we have to tell you the order code and the weight.
Hmm.
And I had like 4 cubes that each came out to 666 on the weight.
Nice.
So I was like, hey, I got 3 cubes. Here's the order code, and the number of it is 666. And they go, don't say that over the radio. That's not the real weight. Weigh it again. I'm like, shit's automated. Like, it prints out the weight based off of our systems. I can't just change the weight. That is illegal.
Yeah, that's a big no-no.
Let me put my foot on it real quick.
Yeah, like, hold on. I'm going to magically add a piece of lint, and it's going to be 666.1.
I mean,
Not
it's just a weird phobia, you know? It's just that fear of it. And it's
that makes me think, like, Xenophobia for, like, because, like, I don't know, I don't hate odd numbers, but, like, I can't have my volume on my car radio or my TV.
I believe that is
number.
just a form of OCD. That is a thing of control. Because there was a friend of mine that was also that.
Imparnumerophobia is the fear of odd numbers.
Right. I don't think Alpha or the guy I'm talking about have that, though. Because when I think fear, I think you look at it, adrenaline runs. You're afraid of it.
I mean, it's...
Your fight or flight kicks in. That is fear.
You just triggered my fight or flight response, and I am a flightless bird.
Yeah, because I can have it on, like, 5, which is an odd number, but as soon as it's, like, 3, 7, 9, 1, no.
It could just be an
Can't
OCD
have-
thing.
Yeah, my OCD's fucking me in the ass since I was 13.
So in that instance, I wouldn't consider that a fear for you. I would consider that a form of OCD. You just don't like it being there, and therefore you have to change it.
I don't like it.
I just don't understand how, like, my OCD is okay with even numbers and not odd numbers.
It might have a thing to do with symmetry.
Or seeing as odd numbers as, like, an unclean number, maybe.
Yeah, that would almost come down to a religious aspect.
Oh, yeah.
But
Like the number of the beast.
well, that was the number of the beast is even.
Yeah, I know. It's funny though. It's like how like that number is like, oh, it's evil. It's like, no, the reason why people don't like it is because it's an unclean number. Because it doesn't, like, what is it? It's like it doesn't divide in itself.
So no, there's the mathematical reason, and then I read another reason, and it was some dude way back in the fucking day was trying to describe Rome, and because 666 is considered a ghastly number because of the mathematical reasons, he compared Rome to the time as being as the beastly number 666. And then over time, religion got a hold of it and manipulated it and changed it like it does. Yeah. And it got translated into 666, the number of the beast, rather than 666, the number that is beastly.
Yeah, it's a beastly number.
So it's just a passage of time thing where some dude was like, hey, this is a good way to describe it. I'm so clever. And then somebody went, oh, Satan. Because you know what? When in doubt, blame Satan.
In doubt.
It's like how we get the name Lucifer. That's funny.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting into my ranting segment. This is the Fang ranting segment. The more you know.
The more you know.
So the whole Lucifer name. Do you know how we got that?
Because his name isn't it his original name Samael?
No, Samael, the Desolate one. No.
No, I thought Lucifer's name was Samael.
No, he's Morningstar. That's about it. That's all we know.
No, I thought yeah.
He has another name, but it's not Samael.
Hang on.
I always just knew it as Lucifer Morningstar.
He can be referred to as the Prince of Darkness, Beelzebub, Mephistopheles, Lord of the Flies, the Ancient, Father of Lies,
Fallen
Moloch,
one.
or simply Satan. The Book of Ezekiel includes another biblical passage. Christians refer to them to prove his devil's existence. There's another one.
There's
Yeah.
there's your This is the story I was about to tell.
Oh,
The Bishop of Cagliari.
Cagliari. Yeah.
Cagliari. So the reason why we have the name Lucifer and why it's so well known is there was one bishop who was rivals with another bishop. And I think they were both going for Pope or some shit back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So to demean his opponent when he was translating the Bible, when it got to the point talking about Satan, he changed the name to Lucifer. That way, it'd be like, oh, my opponent's name is the name of Satan. Don't vote for him, vote for me. So it was just a bunch of political satire. But it stuck.
Yeah.
And now we know as Lucifer, Morningstar, the devil, Satan, bloody, bloody, bloody.
You gotta wait for my computer to catch up. I made it angry. Well, you have common phobias, rare phobias, and weirdest phobias. For the weirdest phobias, which I thought was kind of funny, is you've got Ketophobia, which is the fear of hair. Vestophobia.
God, anybody with the fear of hair can't step foot in this fucking house. You look at our damn bathroom and somebody's trying to paint the fucking Mona Lisa out of long hair.
Hey, I am marking my territory, okay?
Okay. Between you and the fucking dog.
I know, I vacuum up a dog every day. I vacuum him. Vestophobia is the fear of clothing. Ergophobia is the fear of work.
I'm sorry, did you mean America?
You have... I'm going to call out my best friend's boyfriend. You have decidophobia, which is the fear of making decisions.
Literally cannot decide for yourself.
There is isotropophobia, which is the fear of mirrors, which I'm pretty sure back in the day was very common.
It was, because
but that was the fear of if you had a mirror open, your soul would get stuck into it.
There was that, and then there was the humans were and always have been stupid. We've been stupid, we've been paranoid, we've been scared of shit we don't understand. It was believed for a while there that a mirror could suck out your soul. That was one of the common beliefs. It was also believed that in the event of a death, you have to cover all the mirrors and windows. And it had something to do with, like, the soul of the deceased could be trapped in the mirror. Then you also have all of your fucking, like, Bloody Mary and Candyman shit, where, you know, you stand in front of a mirror, say the names, bloody, bloody. But it has to be done in pitch black darkness and all that fun shit.
Right. They've made a Candyman remake, but I'm not ecstatic to want to go see it because I love the original Candyman. Like, the original Candyman was great.
The original Candyman...
Oh, you need to.
Wasn't there... I don't know if it was the original Candyman or not, but there was, like... I remember one with, like, involving a tooth fairy and a lighthouse. And it
That's
was a horror...
different. That's,
It was a horror movie.
Yeah, it was a horror movie. I know what you're talking about, too. I just can't think of the name of it.
And now she's gonna look it up.
You gotta look it up now.
But the remake, for someone who hasn't seen the first one, I would say the remake is good. But if I would have seen the original, I probably would have a different opinion, just because I've seen the originals.
Ah, okay.
I've seen the originals to, like, you know, It, and then, you know, etc.
Etc.
But this podcast is sponsored
by No.
Headaches. Anyways, but like I said, I would say it's good.
I'm kidding.
But I haven't seen the original to compare to.
You need
it's
to watch
not
the original.
Phenomenal. I wouldn't watch it again, but it was worth a one watch.
No, the original is like amazing. It has such a great storyline to it, and it's just and a little bit of truth about that. If you ever watch it and ever notice whenever he's talking to her and she goes into this weird trance-like state, they actually had a hypnotist hypnotize her to go into that state.
I hope she fucking consented to that.
She did, but it's just like it messed her up pretty bad. But
yeah,
they had.
I just feel like back in the day, like all horror movies were better written, all like more realistic, based off true things, and now it's just like Hollywood remakes, Hollywood money.
Yeah.
it's not as good. There's still some good movies and some good reboots or like continuations on, but more or less like I feel like we grew up in a good era where like movies were good, and then like there's still good movies out there to this day, but like
Cloverfield.
fuck that movie and the two spin-offs they did on it. Fuck 'em. Well,
The two spin-offs
the
they did
one,
on
the second one's good. The
I didn't.
first one and the third one were trash.
We're absolutely off subject here. This has nothing to do with phobias, but I am going to rant about. So you had those. What was going through directors and producers' minds? Because you had
'Cause
Cloverfield.
it
And then
was all about people vlogging on YouTube. What
well,
if we did a horror movie where somebody was vlogging this thing the whole time?
well, that's not exactly what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at here is you have Cloverfield. You don't see that the main monster until the very fucking end. And then you have The Mist and The Fog.
Hey, the Fog terrified me as a kid.
Where
The
you
Following was also kind of like that.
Yeah, what made them decide to be like, all right, there's a monster. You can't see it yet. And we're going to make sure the camera angles are just shitty enough you can't see it.
In hopes of a sequel.
Yeah.
That
The
or
anticipation.
somebody else did. And I noticed this like in a lot of videos I've watched, especially watching like cinema therapy and stuff like that. A lot of directors follow tropes with other directors because if they see it hits on from them doing a movie of it, they do a movie of it.
I blame
and
M. Night Shyamalan.
then... Ooh, what a twist.
Yeah.
I blame
But
M. Night. Like, I'm sorry.
It's one of those things where they're like, because like someone like me who watches movies all the time, and you know, I've watched several movies where I'm like, dude, this sucks. This is a slow start, and then like something will happen in the middle. I'm like, okay, and then it gets boring again. I'm like, this fucking sucks. And then the very like last 10 minutes, I'm like on the edge of my seat, and I'm like, sequel, please. Not that I was intrigued 90% of the movie,
But now you have my attention.
You
and
have
then
my
they just
attention,
never
and
happened
also my
because
arousal.
they sucked, so you don't get the sequel.
I hate you so much.
How to break their composure. Just say something off the fucking wall.
At first you had my attention. Now you have my arousal.
It's like paranormal activity movies, you know, they were low budgeted based on just
But they
what
sold,
ifs.
they sold on that trope of based off a true story.
That
And people ate that shit up.
Well, that and
Now
also
there's
people
7.
love. Yeah, there's too many of them. But that and people also enjoy ghost stories or like stories and movies about
Don't
ghosts.
get me wrong. As a kid, I watched Animal Planet's Lost Tapes. If you haven't checked it out, it's on Amazon, I think. I loved that shit as a kid because it showed like kids walking through the woods and then they get attacked by a cryptid that you can't see, and then at the end of the tape you'll see it like walk past the camera because it was all recorded on phone cameras. And as a kid, I ate that shit up.
Can we talk about how all those videos of Sasquatch filmed and crap like that is filmed on such shitty phones? Like,
Well,
any
so a lot
footage
of
they
the
have is
earlier
just
Like
really
somebody's
bad.
sitting there walking around the woods with a fucking flip phone still to this day.
Well,
Right.
a lot. We're not getting a whole lot of Bigfoot footage now, anyway.
That's right, because no one cares anymore.
We're sick of it. He's out there. He's out there. If he's not, fuck him.
It's like, because back in the day, you were recording on shit quality fucking things because all the high quality shit was real fucking expensive.
Mm.
But, I don't know, there was a video I watched from Nuke's Top 5, I think. No, it wasn't Nuke's Top 5, it was Slapped Ham. And it shows these guys, and they're just driving around on a trail. They're taking out I don't know what it's called. It's a quad. It's a really big fucking quad. That's all I know it is.
Four-wheeler?
No, because it's bigger than a four-wheeler. I don't remember what the fuck they're called.
Mm.
My dad wants one. But they were driving it around on this trail and testing it out and shit. And the guy pans the camera over to the left and then starts panning it to the right. And then as he's panning it to the right, you see something clear as fucking day. Something is running alongside the car. Just ducking under limbs and shit. And apparently that video had been deemed the most clear and probable proof of Bigfoot. I hate the videos where something's very clearly on the video and you get no fucking reaction.
Mm-hmm. People say they claim they didn't see it until
Motherfucker,
after.
it's in the middle of the goddamn screen. And on the screen, it almost looks like a dot. So I can only imagine in real life, it's right fucking there.
Well, unless, that whole thing of people see what they want to see, so their brain didn't
They
process
see
it.
without seeing.
Yeah.
They're looking without looking. People get confused when I tell them that shit.
I do that all the time. I can look straight at you and like I can look physically at you, but I can be like focused on something else and like, did you hear what I said? Huh? What? Or
Well, that's not entirely what I'm getting at. An example of this would be in high school. I had a friend named Snow. I don't remember your actual name, Snow. I apologize. We always called each other by our nicknames. If you're watching this, hi.
Hi.
But she was walking towards me, like directly towards me, and I was walking right at her. And she was waving at me, trying to get my attention. And I walked right past her. I was upstairs heading towards fucking A hallway, or not A hallway, over by the cafeteria. That went over the cafeteria. I don't remember which one that fucking was. But yeah, you can see without seeing.
Mm-hmm.
It's entirely fucking possible because our brains are stupid.
Anybody else zone out when they're driving and then realize halfway that they're driving, going, shit, I'm driving?
I've had fall asleep moments. I fell asleep from Whiteland to Franklin and woke up in Franklin and went, oh, shit.
Terrifies me when you say you do that.
I've done that several times where I'll be driving up to like your guys' house and like I'll hit about Whiteland and I'll just be like zoned out.
Mm-hmm.
Still like stopping at stoplights and like everything. Like I'm like there, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'll like come to and I'm like, damn, I'm already here. What the fuck?
What just happened? Who did I kill?
That's moments like that. I'll check my fucking mirrors and shit because there was a moment when I had, I think, my Celica. I'm sure you remember that baby blue piece of shit. But
just like giggle.
But because the way he described it, he's like, I'm sure you remember that baby blue piece of shit.
Because it was.
He hyped it up and then it went downhill real quick.
But so I was driving down a back road in Whiteland. I don't remember where exactly I was, and I don't know if I was zoned out or if I just didn't notice it, or if somebody for some reason put their fucking mailbox way too fucking close to the goddamn road. It was that day I learned you can fold your mirrors in because I smoked their fucking mailbox with my mirror.
Sweet Jesus.
And it folded inward, and I went, "Oh no! How am I going to explain this to my parents? I've ruined this car. That's going to be so expensive to fix."
Just squeaky.
Yeah, I walked out there and went pivot. I was like, "Oh, cool! It's on a pivot."
Cool. Did you stop and?
I'm not dead.
Oh no, I was well into Whiteland, damn near fucking Hardee's.
No, I mean I didn't know if you stopped to check the mailbox or apologize. Sorry if you're watching this.
We're sitting in the little podcast. All we hear is. FBI!
FBI, open up!
We found him!
That's like, this actually reminds me, since you brought up that car, remember that, and here's a story for mom and dad. Sorry.
No.
Oh boy.
I'm about to get told
You remember
on.
remember when we were leaving McDonald's one day and you were like, bet you I can beat you home, and you were trying to impress your girl and whatever. And I'm sure I had like Stretch and Jagger and all them in the car. And you decided to take the one turn in, and I took the exit way in and beat you home.
Yeah, I remember that.
You had me the whole way, and they were like, dude, it's over. You lost. And I said, bet. And I had this plan the whole time. Just went.
Because that road isn't like... You're not supposed to do that. It splits off. There's a little island in the middle of the road with trees and shit. You have the entrance side and the exit side. So I turned in, and I was like, all right, I'm home fucking free. This motherfucker comes in 60 mile an hour turning in on the exit side.
No,
fucking just...
I was going probably like 40 on the, which is the speed limit.
Yeah.
And just didn't slow down, turned, and went in the exit way. I checked to see if there was a car coming or not.
They're sitting here telling themselves.
This is how I won.
This is how I won.
I'm just going to get a message from your mom in like a group chat and said, excuse me? Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
This is slander.
This is slander.
I plead
Our
the fifth of
podcasts are
Jack.
fake.
I plead the fifth of Jack.
Oh.
The fifth of Jack. Oh, God.
Yeah. I don't have a fifth of Jack, sadly. All I got is rum.
You'll survive. Back on our phobias. There's also, what is it? Dinophobia.
Dinophobia?
Dinophobia.
Please tell me it's the fear of dinosaurs.
It's the fear of dining with others.
Dining with others?
Dining with others.
So an introvert.
There's a difference.
So, I actually wanted to touch on your phobia. Why are you so scared of spiders?
I can explain this one.
No,
hang on. But like, how are you not, like? I'll be honest. I was scared of snakes. I think my dad had part of that
You just talk about
how
spiders gives me the chills. Ugh.
but because my dad used to work at a pet shop that was owned by my uncle, and he was like, today, you're gonna feed the snakes, and I was like, no, I'm not. Like little 13-year-old me was like, no, I'm not. So when you got your snake and you're like, you guys want to hold it, and Smeagol and everybody was holding it, and I was like, no, I'm good.
I think at the time
I
Ryusei
didn't
was
get
Still a baby.
yeah, Ryusei was
yeah
still only about 3 feet long at that point.
yeah, but it doesn't matter. I was just scared,
Right.
terrified. It wasn't until I think May was in the bathroom and we were at the firework place. We were watching the fireworks, and for some reason, you guys took the snake to the firework place.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like helping your son out with something. You were like, "Hey, hold, I can't."
Ryusei.
Yes, and just put it on my shoulders, and I was like, "Motherfucker, motherfucker."
Look, you took
And
one
I'm
for the
not
team.
scared.
Yeah, now
I
you're
wasn't
not scared
scared
anymore.
anymore.
Yeah.
So you basically
Oh,
you
what
had
I was getting
exposure
at.
therapy.
Yeah.
He said, "Here's an airplane." No.
Yeah.
Anyways, so how is it that you're more scared of these little tiny things?
So-
And yes, some of them can be big, but not some like snakes and shit like that.
So this actually comes down to another almost base instinct that some people have. It's the same thing that explains the spear. Yes, the spear of snakes. The fear of snakes. It is we know, because all throughout as you're being raised, you're told these things are dangerous. These animals are dangerous. For snakes, it can be associated to religious reasons because it was a snake that caused all the bullshit with Eve and whatnot. So we're told that snakes are evil. With spiders, it could be they are 8-legged and they crawl really quick. Some of them can fucking jump because somebody thought that was a good idea to make. Some of them are extremely venomous, like the brown recluse and the black widow. And it's just this small thing that, yeah, you could kill it pretty easily. But as humans, we're top of the food chain. How could we be killed so easily? And it's almost like that fear of this creepy little fucking thing crawling at you that innates the fight or flight response and wants you to get away. Some people can get over it. I look at a spider and go, "Hi, little buddy, get out of my house. If you come back, I will kill you." Ain't nobody living in this house for free.
Then you have me yesterday in the bathroom.
Oh, there was a fucking itty bitty little transparent
That wasn't
fucking
itty bitty. That
house
was like the size
spider.
of a dime. It was huge. I could have died.
It was a little fucking transparent fucking spider, little house spider. Nothing bad about this little guy. He was just minding his own fucking business on the light. May throws a fucking fit about it. Like, I get it.
Because I went to go turn the light off, and then there's a spider on the light switch. I'm sitting there like,
And that's another thing. Iris brings up a good point here. Fear can also be caused by a dramatic event happening to you. So, not necessarily Iris's story, because I don't know Iris's story, but if you as a kid had somebody throw spiders on you, or a spider on you, that could traumatize you and make you have a fear of these spiders.
Can I tell my side of the story?
You may, I guess. I'll allow you to speak.
You may.
Thanks, Dad. No, growing up, like, I got freaked out because I got bit by a spider one time I was out playing in the woods, and it kind of freaked me out. And then another time, my dad had killed a spider, and it was dead. And he started bringing it towards me like he was going to throw it on me, and I just started screaming because it freaked me out, and I just couldn't do it. And it's like, I don't know. It's like even daddy long legs, like, I know they're not harmless, but they terrify me. I think it's just the fact that they are dangerous and they're just creepy and they're crawly and
So funny enough, you know where I work, May. And
yeah.
Alpha, you know where I work. I say May knows where I work because you worked there.
Yeah, I got you hired on there.
You noticed all the long-legged spiders that were
Yes.
sitting in there? Those aren't daddy long legs. You want to know what they are?
They're
called cellar
No.
spiders.
yeah, cellar spiders.
And they're not like daddy long legs. They're different. Their bodies are more pill-shaped rather than the daddy long legs little circular shape. But they're just cold chilling. They're just minding their own business to keep the bugs away.
It still made me mad that one day I was sitting there picking parts, then I stuck my hand right in the spider web, and I was like, ah! And the spider just kind of came down and looked at me like,
Bitch, I made that.
I was like, I literally sat there angrily just pointing at the spider, just like, ah!
He's trying to put it back together. She's like, no, I'm sorry. Don't fuck with me.
I was so mad because I put my hand in it and I hate when you are walking between cars or walking out of your house and you walk right into a freaking spider web. The breakdancing move I do.
Why do you think when we go camping, I walk ahead of you through the trees?
Because you're my hero and you love me.
But if you notice, when I walk through the trees and I have my fishing pole in my hand, my fishing pole is in front of me. Because what I hate about walking through spider webs is you think you got it all off of you.
But you didn't.
But you didn't, and you find more of it. It's like, come on.
Is your phobia so bad that you can't watch Spider-Man?
She just gave the microphone the bitch face. Like you could see her giving you this fucking look.
I can't wait for the day that we can actually do these all together in person.
Right?
And I just get to see the bitch.
Bitch. That look I'm just going to give you, like, I'm going to kick your ass, Alpha.
All right, well, I have 3 more minutes to live. This podcast has been great.
So,
my sister's going to kill
me.
me.
On the subject of phobias, and people might know the answer to this, it's something I've never understood. It's a little touchy, but whatever. So you have homophobia and transphobia.
Mm-hmm.
I do not agree with that being called what it is. Because
I don't agree with people thinking they have a phobia towards it. It's fucking bullshit.
It's
but
not
anyways,
the reason why I don't agree that on that terminology is because it's not a phobia. You're not afraid of them. You hate them. There's a difference.
There's a difference between hate and fear.
Hate and fear do not coincide.
Do not?
Because if you hate, or not, my bad. If you fear somebody because of their belief in what they like and want,
then you avoid them. You don't fucking hate speech them.
It's like with the African Americans and the Italians and the Irish.
Topic.
They hated them.
Yeah.
But they're like, it was more of a fear of the Irish and a fear of the African Americans, a fear of the Italians. It's just that I
just don't agree with that terminology. Why do we call them phobias? They're not phobias. That is hate. That is hate in its purest form.
Just disguise it as something else.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. You disguise it as a fear.
We gotta change the subject.
Anyway,
it's pissing me off because like it's gotten to the point to where like every time I see a car getting pulled over by a police officer, I want to like drive past it to make sure that everything's okay. But I know if I put myself in that situation, I'm going down for potentially corrupting an investigation or something stupid. I just
for hindering a police investigation, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Technically, you do have a right. Just so you know, you have a right to stop your car and film the situation.
Yeah, they can't stop you.
You can stand by your car and film the situation. They cannot stop you from doing that.
But at the end of the day, we're all here just because we're different color or different beliefs, or you like women or men, or want to be a woman or man, or whatever you identify yourself as. At the end of the day, we are all working towards the same thing.
It's fucking survival.
Yeah.
Survival, going to our 9-to-5s, working towards our goals and dreams. Just because you were born in Mexico or a different state and you are a different color and you go to a different state doesn't give a right for somebody to fucking be like, I don't like you because of that.
Yep. Truer words can never be said. Anyway.
Here. Anyway, so another fear I don't understand, and it's still a rare fear, or is a weird fear, is bibliophobia.
Is it the fear of the Bible?
It is fear of books.
You know what? That makes sense. Donde está la biblioteca?
That or just, knowledge is power. Whack!
Knowledge is power, and I have a lot of books to beat your ass with.
I actually have a best friend of mine that had this fear. This is just a common fear, but it is Vihophobia.
Viho?
Vihophobia, the fear of driving.
Doesn't like the V-hole.
Oh.
Her car, she got in an accident, and she, for years, wouldn't drive. Terrified of getting into cars. She'd actually legit have a anxiety panic attack because of the PTSD from it and everything. It took her years to finally get her able to drive comfortably again.
Huh.
I felt that because my mom passed away in a car accident, and for like that first couple of months, I was like, didn't want to get on a school bus, didn't want to go anywhere in a vehicle.
I wouldn't say my dad is afraid of snakes, but there is a reason why he doesn't like snakes. So there is a species of snake. I don't remember exactly what they're called. I think they're called like slider or something like that. They will chase you. They will straight up run at you, and by run I mean slither quickly at you. They don't fuck off. They're not like other snakes that'll run away from you or bite and then run away. No, they'll fucking charge your ass. And my dad, when he was a kid, they had a field full of the fuckers, and they chased him.
Oh no.
And his grandpa, I believe, stood in front of the door so he couldn't get in.
Oh.
And was laughing the entire fucking time. People wonder why I'm mean.
People wonder why I'm mean.
But at the end, what am I getting ready to say? Is like, he's kind of facing that fear a little bit, if you think about it, because with the line of work he does. I'm not saying snakes are always where he's at, but if he's digging into stuff like that, I mean, they might pop up.
Yeah, and I'm sure I've never heard any stories about a snake popping up, but I can tell you what his reaction would be to it.
Kill.
Yeah, he'd take his shovel and kill the fucker.
I was expecting this to go, fuck this, I'm done for the day.
No, it was, he would look at it and be like, yeah, fuck you, and take the shovel to it.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
That southern accent he has.
It's a miracle I don't fucking have one.
I know, I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
Like you listen to my little brothers and they kind of have that twang, and then you listen to me and it's just like...
Listen to me.
This is off topic, but we should do one of his military workouts one day.
Fuck you.
I will hold the video and die laughing as you guys are sitting there going...
No, I meant Fang and I. I didn't mean like...
I ain't doing it.
You want to go to my dad and be like, all right, PTS right now.
PTS right now.
I mean, he doesn't have to go full hardcore.
Oh no, he would.
You know him.
You know
he
he would.
He'd be like, all right, sit up against the wall, do a wall stand, or whatever they're called. I'll be back.
Take a horse stance on the wall.
He'd be sitting up there going,
No, I got that. So I got that.
He'd say, I'll be back, and then like you and I look at each other like, surely we've been here for 30 minutes, right? He ain't coming back.
He's not coming. I know he's not coming back. I received military-esque punishments, and they weren't really military punishments. They were military training. I received them as a punishment. There was one.
Rather get that than what I fucking got.
No, there was one. I had to stand at attention. This is when I learned what happens when you lock your legs. Because I, as a kid, didn't understand what happens when you lock your legs. I had to stand at attention. I wasn't standing in the corner. I had to stand on a line. I was not allowed to move from that line. Hands at my side. That is it. And I had to stand there for, I don't even remember. I don't think he ever said a time. He just said stand there.
Stand there.
If I moved at all, timer reset. So I'm standing there, and then the next thing I know, a couple minutes later, I'm looking up at the ceiling, and I am on my back. Because I learned real quick what happens when you lock your legs for an extended amount of time.
Yeah, pass out.
Shit stops working properly. You get error code 404 and fall backwards.
Did he look at you and say, "Are you okay?" And you were like, "Yeah."
No,
and he's
he
like,
said,
"All right, timer restart."
No. He said, "Get your ass up. You're faking it. Stand back on the line."
Oh no.
Yeah, my grandma got onto him for that one.
I can imagine. I wouldn't want to mess. I wouldn't want to mess with grandma.
There was another one, and I was a smart ass on this one, and it made it worse. I had to take the horse stance on the wall, back to the wall, feet shoulder length apart, crouched down.
My husband a smart ass? Never.
And I was sitting there. I was like, "This isn't so bad," and I said that aloud.
Oh no.
And he goes, "Oh, it's not that bad, huh?"
Dad heard him.
And he went into his room, and he comes back out with a 12-gauge shotgun.
Oh, God.
Unloaded, mind you. It was an unloaded 12-gauge shotgun. He goes, "Hold your arms out." I was like, "Okay, it still isn't that bad. You know, what's the big deal?" He hands me the shotgun. I hold it properly. And he goes, "Hold it there." He didn't give me a timer. He said, "Hold it there." And that if I dropped it, or if I broke down, timer would reset and I'd do it again. And at first, I was like, "Yeah, this isn't so bad." 2 minutes later, I wasn't a very happy person.
Learn to be a smartass.
But you guys know my dad. Where do you think I get my smart aleckness from?
Probably him and Grandpa, too.
Poppy wasn't that much of a smartass.
That you could remember.
I don't think he was that much of a smartass, period.
You have, and there's a TV series. What is it? Monk.
Yes, Monk is a fantastic TV series.
You have the Mesophobia, which is the fear of germs. You also had, there was a great movie which was called
Everybody
now.
right. And you had a really good movie called Copycat. Who was the lead actress? Oh, what was her name? I think it was Sigourney Weaver. She had agoraphobia, which was a fear of a situation where escape may be difficult. She also had the fear that she didn't like to leave her house either.
That would also... So I said earlier that I only have, for my knowledge, one phobia, and that is the fear of falling. I don't know what the name would be. I guess it would be what you were just talking about. If you tie me up, if you restrict me in any way, I panic.
Be claustrophobia, wouldn't it?
No, because I can be in a
places.
small space. You could put me in a small space, and that's fine. I'm talking about if you restrain my arms and legs, I will panic and flail.
It is Maranthophobia, the fear of being bound or tied up.
Yep.
So yeah, so
So
Maranthophobia.
you ain't into that kinky shit?
No, I'll do it to other people. Don't do it to me. But it's like I had an instance where I was with my ex, and we were in bed, and she thought it would be a good idea to confine me to the blanket. And like she wrapped me up in the blanket and then sat on me so I couldn't move. And I didn't mean to hit her. I didn't, get a hand free.
I did not.
I didn't get a hand free and sock her in the face. I started to panic and I started to flail. My arms happened to get free first, and mid fucking flail, she caught the back of my hand. And I was like, this is why you don't do that. I will hurt you before I hurt myself. I will get out of this.
In his defense, I flail pretty hard when I get tickled, and I will throw elbows and feet.
My mom will straight up kick you.
Yeah, so.
No, it's not a flail either. If you tickle her feet, my mom will kick you in the jaw. All intention.
Yeah.
That's how it fucking works. You can't have people touch your neck. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a...
There's a different reason why people can't touch my neck.
Yeah, I think we're on the same boat.
Yeah, that's the let's go button.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
People used to do it to me just to fucking see if it was a real thing, and then I'd be like,
Hold on. Hang
stop.
on. I need more alcohol for what I'm about to fucking say to you, Alpha, because I got a question for you, good sir.
Question for you, good sir.
Okay, I'm
Give me a
confused.
second. No, there was a moment we were in Fitzgerald's house. We were wrestling. I had you by your throat.
No, not like that. So if...
Not like that.
Okay, I'm attracted to you, okay?
I knew it.
It all comes out here.
No. So there's two different ways. So if somebody was to kiss my neck or peck it, whatever, immediately.
Gotcha.
It just not full on pink, but
Fucking
it's like a
What was that?
it's like a okay, you've done something.
You've turned the keys to my ignition.
You have my attention.
And also my arousal.
And if you were to how do you explain it? Gently rub your finger down the neck,
Take your index finger
And your thumb.
that.
God damn
I
it,
had
guy.
a couple of ex-girlfriends that would start to do that, and I was like, look, if you're doing this, you know what you're doing, right? Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Okay, bitch, listen here.
I know exactly
Or
what I'm doing.
there's another one where people would fucking blow on the back of my neck. Oh, motherfucker.
You like getting blown,
first
huh?
The amount of
No.
anger that just came out of his mouth just then. He's like,
All right.
Because I
anybody
meant
watching
when
this
someone
who is-
blows.
Anybody
blows.
watching this who is finds Alpha's voice remotely attractive, or if you have checked out his shit and seen pictures of him, you now know how to get him going.
I'm just at work and there's 20 different. How can I help you today?
Chomp.
What the fuck are you doing? I watched the podcast.
I watched the podcast.
That's why I'm glad I work where I work. You can't get to me without a security code.
God love Japanese companies. They're
They're
serious
fucking on
that.
I can't say exactly what is a direct... I don't know if anywhere on my body is a direct turn on unless I'm drunk. When I'm drunk, I'm a completely different fucking person in terms of sexual attraction.
Or biting the neck. God, there is so many.
But I can't say it's like, oh, you blow on my neck. I'm gonna get chills, but I'm gonna turn around and look at you like, what the fuck are you doing? If you bite my neck, I'm biting you back. That's just how it fucking works.
Be like the dog from Over the Hedge. Boy.
Yeah. That's just how it's gonna work. We're gonna see who fucking caves. And I promise you it ain't gonna be me.
I'm gonna have that one female that was like slightly into me that watches the podcast but hasn't said anything, and then she hears all this. She's like, never mind.
Yeah. But no, it's like I can't say that there is a specific spot on my body naturally without being under the influence of alcohol that if you touch, I will be like, all right, let's go.
Your dick.
Like that's no, because even then, if somebody comes up and grabs my dick, I'll be like,
Huh.
go on.
Makes me think of the one episode of Family Guy where they're all in the metal armor and that the princess walks by and you hear ting, 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 and there's Morty goes, oh yeah, ting.
Oh, I just inhaled my vape, and you've cracked that joke.
Take that.
Oh fuck, I'm
Sucks,
dying.
doesn't it?
Ungarde.
But it's just like I understand it. I understand there are erogenous zones, but like I'm not that easy.
Have May massage your thighs.
I don't know, you're pretty easy.
No, if you touch my thighs, you're getting kicked because I'm fucking ticklish.
Oh, wrong three.
And I have my mom's kick.
I have my mom's kick.
So you grab my thighs and I'm kicking you. No two hands about it.
No two hands about it.
And if you claw, and I mean if you take your fucking fingernails and dig them into my hip, them's fighting words.
No comment. So more of your here are some more rare phobias. You have Ablutophobia, which is the fear of bathing.
I want to be dirty.
You have, what is it? Phobia, which is the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. Mm-hmm.
That is not real.
Yeah, it's real. Legit real.
There's a fucking phobia for a phobia.
Almost. There is. There's where is it? Phobophobia, the fear of phobias.
Which is
Fear, basically.
yeah, it's literally you're afraid of being afraid, therefore you are constantly afraid.
Yep. You have, what is it? Arithmophobia, the fear of math.
Yeah, you know what?
Globophobia.
I just found another phobia.
Globophobia, the fear of balloons. You have Thanatophobia, which is the fear of death.
I love how that's following off of the name Thanatos,
Mm-hmm.
which is clever. If you know, you know.
Mm-hmm. If you know, you know. Speaking of the snakes, you have the
Don't think I know.
Ophidiophobia, which is the fear of snakes.
Okay.
Which is really funny. There's a coincidence between the fear of snakes and the fear of spiders. People that are usually afraid of spiders love snakes. Case in point, I'm terrified of spiders, but I love snakes. Then you have other people who are terrified of snakes but love spiders. And then you have the ones that just hate them all equally.
I don't mind the spiders. I love reptiles.
I will never hold a spider willingly. You
I will hold
have
a
to
spider.
fucking kill me.
Pause.
Pause.
Rewind. What were you talking about when you said if you know, you know?
Thanatos, Greek mythology.
Here, I will pull it up. Hang on.
Yeah, may I get the exact facts before I start sprouting bullshit that I read.
Thanatos. In ancient Greek religion and mythology, the personification of death. Thanatos was the son of Nyx, the goddess of night, and the brother of Hypnos, the god of sleep. He appeared to humans to carry them off to the underworld when the time allotted to them by the fates had expired.
So
Okay, well, my mind went somewhere else.
So it is appropriate.
You were thinking
that...
of Thanos, weren't you?
Yep. Snap. Gone.
Fucking MCU, bitch.
So
Get Marvel.
it's appropriate that
It's
they
titled
named
that.
it Thanaphobia. What are we doing on time here?
I was just wondering that myself. We're at exactly at an hour.
We're exactly at an hour here on this podcast, so that will be doing us today.
That'll be doing us today.
We were all over the place. We were talking about the phobias. We were talking about shit that pissed
But
us
we did
off.
stay on topic a lot better today.
Yeah.
I will say that. So, I'm very proud of us. Good job for us.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Eventually, we're going to get to the point where we don't have a topic and we're just sprouting random nonsense.
Well, it goes every now and then. Where it, you know.
I honestly think that the just chilling ones are some of my personal favorites.
That's because we're not.
Because we're not stressing about a topic. And I'm not saying the topics are bad. I'm just saying like, and then like we are like, half the time we just get to vent about venting. Like we get to just Get a lot off our chest.
Get to get a lot off our chest.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of stuff.
So we appreciate you guys for watching. We do have a Patreon, Wolfcast Podcast. Please check that out. We have exclusive merch on there. You also have tiers of donations. No donation is ever too small. We appreciate anything that you guys do for us. There is one-on-one conversations with us. You can join us for our podcast. There's art lessons. You also get to see work in progresses that I'm currently working on. So it's really good to check that out. We also have merchandise, so you can find us on Spring. I'll put all the links down below. We have everything for phone accessories, stickers, to shirts, mugs. I still love that picture so much.
Which one?
The Notice Me Senpai one.
No, it doesn't need to exist.
I love it so much.
Nobody buy that one.
Yeah, I already bought one.
Fucking kidding me.
We also have a discount code. So if you put in Wolfcast20, you will get 20% off your orders. Make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure you're hitting that notification bell and liking. And follow us on all of our social medias. We appreciate the love and support. And help us continue to be the #1 podcast in your heart.
Or your pants.
Or your pants.
Heart's efficient.
Heart's more welcome. So we love you guys. We appreciate you. And we will see you all in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.
What?